my name. Talking sports, my game. And my name is Frank Idewindia Alapa, that's my name. Talking sports, my game. And I am the greatest. I love listening to Better TV radio for undiluted, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on Better TV radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen, you are listening to Elegbete TV radio. Elegbete TV radio, we dare to lead. Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Elegbete TV radio. It's fun. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV radio, the pathfinder for radio.
Every day they say is an opportunity to continue the good work that you have started before, or another opportunity to redeem yourself from the mistakes of yesterday. But some people just want to hold people down and pick on their mistake and never let them go. That's the lot of a player like Mason Greenwood. Yes, I won't say that avoid mistakes, because mistakes are part of life. People will make mistakes, things will happen. But I always hear people say the life that we live is a life where we hope for second chances, we hope for better opportunities. But then when it happens to certain people, that second chances are not given. My name is Idafi Matthew Sogana. You love to call me Elegbete Owner Sports. This is the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV radio. Let's have some fun, like I always say. Let's be part of the people that are creating solutions, solving problems, not part of those that are causing problems. Yeah, if you can't create solution, support those who are creating solution. That's my mantra for life. We cannot always lead, but we can also help those who are leading to lead well, because leaders without good followers are also bad leaders. All right, as we push it one step at a time, and hoping that we will get to the end of the show having satisfied the needs of the viewers and the listeners and everybody that is excited. Let's keep it one day at a time and be excited. Don't forget, it is 9 days to the end of the summer transfer window. Yes, in European football, looking at the deals your favorite clubs have done. Are you excited to see the window close, or you have some names that needs to be added, or some deals that needs to be done urgently? It's your call on the show today. Tell us what you think of your club, whatever club you support, whether it's Barcelona, Real Madrid, whether it's AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, whether it's Bayern Munich, Dortmund, RB Leipzig, Wolfsburg, or Ajax Amsterdam, PSV Eindhoven, Celtic, Rangers, Hibernian, Ibania, whatever the club is, Paris Saint-Germain, Saint-Etienne, Marseille, Monaco, whether it's Manchester City, Brighton and Hove, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, whatever the club you support is in European football, are you satisfied? Do you look at the team roster and say, you know what, we've got everything we need? It's up to the coach now to take these resources available to him and achieve what the season's target is. Remember, in every league, only one club can win it, but then there are other targets like making the European Champions League, going forward, and then there are other competitions that your team is also playing in the league, playing in the FA Cup, playing in the League Cup, playing in Champions League for those in Champions League, playing Europa for those in Europa, playing even in the European Conference League, whatever the competition your team is playing in, there are targets. Do you think that the squad you've got already is good enough to meet those targets? Yes, Stella, what do you say? Say good morning, bros. For me, I'm not a fan. So what are you? Are you an AC or what's it called? Ajuju Hanfa. That's just a joke. Anyway, Yemi Dynamite, which kind of contradiction with this? What's that? There's no contradiction at all. I chose this today. Yeah. Don't forget, I'm going to Germany hopefully in October. Right? I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not thinking that that's where my head is. But wrapped in the business side of life is Bayern Munich. If you like, call it contradiction, or I like it that way. It's okay. This is not AFTV. This is Elevated TV. It's not owned by any of the club. Until any club come and say, okay, we want to officially own your channel, I choose to be who I be. Aaron Torrego said, Chief, I still think Man City should make 1 or 2 signings. Really? They just signed Doku for 55 million. That's a winger, the direct replacement for Riyad Mahrez. And he had the story that he should have gone to Liverpool a couple of seasons ago for £500,000. But the excuse, man, what a cheap and stupid excuse anyway. Excuse is that when him and his mom and dad came to tour Anfield, they showed them everywhere. The conversation he had with Sadio Mane did not encourage him to come to Liverpool. No, that has come on, like cheap shots, foolish Momo talk. But hey, people will always talk anyway. Well, Maduka Austin is saying good morning, boss. Good morning to you. He said your head is Arsenal fan, but your body is Munich. Yeah, something like that. But actually, my heart is Arsenal. My heart is Arsenal. But my business right now is with Bayern Munich. So I'm representing both. And then to make it worse, I've got Dillian Yafan on the inside of me. Okay, this is Dillian Yafan in is it Dillian Yafan kitchen? Okay, this is Dillian Yafan. I thought it was the kitchen just I was wearing. They're similar. This is Dillian Yafan from the Chinese league. So I'm all football, and you don't want to know what's on my leg anyway. It's there's so many things going on right now with me. Okay, so that's the way I see it. So whatever you think, if your club have done the right business, I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't think that Arsenal have done the right business. Okay, before the season started, I was cocksure that Arsenal owns this league. This league is open for them because I was hoping that Arsenal will make at least 5 or 6 signings, right? That's what I was thinking, 5 or 6 signings. But after 3 signings and 1 are going out injured, it does look like we've made 2 signings. And actually, in these 2, 1 is useless. Arsenal have never bought a player from Chelsea that makes any sense. I will keep saying it. Every player that they've got from Chelsea is always a problem. But when Chelsea signs Arsenal players, they do well. Whether it's current Arsenal player or former Arsenal player, from Ashley Cole to Cesc Fabregas to Nicolas Anelka, they've all led them to some level of success. But Chelsea players coming in, whether it's Gallas, whether it's Peter Idiocek, whether it's whatever they are, they all come back to Arsenal to make us look bad. But hey, we are here. We're going to see all this going on. But I'm asking the question to you. This is your own question. Now I'm throwing it in your plate. I'm asking you to give me an answer. If you're on TikTok, please follow me on TikTok. It's Elevator One, and I put out a video there. I would love you guys to respond to it. So it's a video that comes from I think it was 2021, where myself and Joseph Okiche was in the studio. We're talking about fans because we're practically we're doing some consultation for the clubs in the MPFL and trying to let them see the importance of engaging with the fans. So if you're on TikTok, check for Elevator One and drop your comment on that video. I also put it on Facebook. I can't put it on Twitter because it's a 7-minute video, and I've not done the blue ticket. I think I should not go and do I don't have that time yet, but maybe I'll start thinking about it anyway. And I think I'm also going to. Is it on Instagram already? I don't know if it's on Instagram, but if it's not, I'm going to put it on Instagram later on. So Joseph Okiche was breaking down. He's a fan of Enyimba. I was breaking down the whole fans engagement and something that Ayers did some years ago, where they melted the trophy that they won that season and turn it into stars, okay, and share it among all their registered fans. So I would like for you guys to drop your comment on it, and it is those comments that we will now screen grab, merge together, and send to the 20 clubs so that we can have them do quite a lot when it comes to fans engagement. We're really hoping that everybody can do what Sporting Lagos is doing and a whole lot more. It's not just enough to say want to play football and win, but let's carry everybody along. Let's develop Nigerian football, the league especially, and see where we'll go from there. I mean, we can't be repeating the same system all the time. Well, that's the way it is. Maduka also say, what club do you support for Nigeria League? Okay, so it's always going to be Rivers United because I play for Sharks, so it's always going to be Rivers United as it is. But I do love Eimba. I love Eimba Football Club. I also love Kano Pillars a whole lot. My company started in Kano, and so something I love people don't know. We started this company in Kano. I went to Kano, traveled to Kano in 2017, and that was where myself, Precious Akalajaye, decided, you know what, let's go back to Lagos. Let's go and register this company. Let's go from this whole sacking to creating a company that can compete in this space, and we'll start from grassroots and we'll grow. So almost all the major ideas and everything running around, we started in Kano. So I love Kano Pillars, but before then, I've always loved Kano Pillars. I almost signed for Kano Pillars, just a whisker away from signing for Kano Pillars back in the day, and then I changed my mind last minute. Yeah. I mean, that's a story for another day. We'll talk about that one. So, but I'm an Arsenal fan. I do business with Bayern Munich. I do business with Juventus as well. Just there's a part of me that just is everywhere right now. And I remember some things that some people used to tell me, that when you're a CEO, you don't show support for any brand. You just stay neutral. But I can't stay neutral. I know who I support and I know who I'm doing business with. If that's going to make me not to do business with other people, I don't care. But I just believe that at some point you also have to be so good at what you do that it doesn't matter. Different brands will come to you. That's my own mantra. I'm not going to follow the laid down rules of everybody. I'm also going to create my own rules, because whatever rules that is laid down, somebody woke up on Monday and created it. I also think that I can create my own rules. I think I'm going to have Charles' law, Boy's law, Newton's atomic theory, that's atomic theory, or whatever they call it, Newton's law of motion, all of those things. I could create my own rules. Okay, so that's the way we go on this. So let's go back to all of the comments that you guys are having there. I don't know, say a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. I wish they were able to get Jude Bellingham before Madrid signed him. They were not even planning to get Jude Bellingham. That's just the truth, because Jude Bellingham was just there for the taking. The language said, good morning. For me, I'm a fan of football. I only have sympathy for clubs which can drift from club to club depending on interest at the time, or if there is a Nigerian there or a player I love. Okay, I understand that too. I know some neutral like that, hitchhikers. They are club fan. They are club football hitchhikers. They just, this player is there today, let me support them. But no, I'm an Arsenal fan. Yeah, Marca Austin says this league season is Manchester City to lose. Nobody near at all with what I have seen so far. Okay. Marca Austin also wants to say Arsenal should enjoy Kai Havertz. I'm happy we sold him. Okay, that's a Chelsea fan. It was becoming a burden for us at Chelsea. OG Bayano, he said, have a good morning. Greetings to you and your family. Nice analysis, but we Gunners, we a striker to get more goals for us. Listening to you in also watching what Athletics Championship is fun this morning. Okay, thank you very much. The way you write an article, read the Larry says, English guys are doing well outside. I think it's Hurricane that you want to say. Hurricane and Bellingham, I hope they can continue for a long time, because they have thing about not doing well outside of England. I think that's changing anyway. That trend is changing. Yemi Dynamite to say, City not get anything or the assured. Gunners need just one prolific striker and a centre back. We are good. I think Arsenal needs one more centre back. Arsenal needs a striker for sure. Arsenal also needs a right-sided player to, not to back up Bukayo Saka. I hate that word, back up. I don't think I'm going to sign for a club who tells me I'm a backup to anybody. What's the brother play the call? I don't understand. Why would I'm playing in the same team which I'm your backup, Chris. Would you be Messi or be Ronaldo? We are coming here to fight for shirt, and I'm here to play football. We should be backup bow. Yeah, I beg you. Sometimes when people say these things, I just get pissed. Like, it just really does piss me off. So you're signing me, let's say you sign me for, even if you sign me for free transfer, I come in for free transfer, and you're paying me like 250,000 or 100,000 or whatever the fee is. You're telling me, okay, your job and to back up, or wait, make this guy injure first or make it tired. You're not going to play ball. I go kick out for training yourself. Yes, I will. That's how competitive I am. I don't understand how you call me a backup. Like, what's that? I don't understand how will a footballer signed to be a backup to anybody. I'm a player. So, academy player now, I can understand. Don't sign me and tell me that I'll be backup for somebody. No, I'm not backing up anybody. Okay. Omoya Lodi, I mean, sorry if I'm not pronouncing well. He said, I wish Arsenal signed Greenwood, but they said that's not going to happen. The Greenwood matter is just escalating every single day. Oh, yeah, it says, Bros Mingo, I came completely disappointed. Bros, I became completely disappointed in Arsenal bringing back Pepe as cover for Saka. Man, that's very, very annoying, but let's see if he can prove me wrong. I know I don't like him, and it's going to take a whole lot for him to prove me wrong. Manuka has to say, bros, you play for Sharks? Yes, I did. I don't know you play the game at that level. Okay. Tell us more, sir. This guy is very, very new to my space. Yamin and I might say them say your bestie Pepe, they come back, sir. I don't hear him. I don't hear this, sir. I don't even want to talk about it, sir. They piss me off. Nobody agree by it, that's why. Manuka has to say, and why not support your own club, Warri Wolves? I didn't say I don't support them. I support them. I mean, I was even asked to come work with them last October, but I don't think I want to leave Lagos and go and sit down in Warri and be running around the structure. You know, I told them things that I think they should do, and then we could work together to find a remote way to work with them, and I set up a team to work with their media team. But hey, you know, we had the worst governor ever in the history of governors, you know, Kowa, so nothing happened. So I just stayed on my own. I'm always going to support Warri Wolves for sure. But I mean, I played for a team in Rivers State. I went to Uniport. I stayed in Port Harcourt from like my growing up years was in Port Harcourt after secondary school. So Port Harcourt was my home of civilization. I just love the city of Port Harcourt. I'm pretty much a lot more respect. I'm feared in Warri, but I'm a lot more respected in Port Harcourt than in Warri. In Warri, your people are saying like, oh, this guy is a dead devil, this guy is evil. Okay, so to a lot of people in Warri, like, this guy is evil. Like, this guy is evil. Port Harcourt, oh, we love you. This is our son. This is our Warri Bajo. So there is just that feeling you get when I go to Warri. It's more of people of my generation being afraid of what I can do. Okay, because I mean, they obviously saw me go through life in secondary school, primary school, like the things that I did, and then the neighborhood that I grew up. I grew up in like the meanest neighborhood in Warri, so it's different. When I went to Port Harcourt, I was living in the room off Rumola anyway, Chindamaruma Street number 7. And then, you know, I was at SBS playing for Chaparros, and then, you know, the rest. I was a different person, right? So on two fronts, like in Lagos, I still not fitted in. It's the place that I've stayed the longest. I've stayed in Lagos for 20 years now. I still don't fit. I always don't see myself like, oh, I'm a Lagos boy. I don't know how to call that. But hey, so that's what it is. It's not like I don't like Warri Wolves or not. But I mean, I played the football in Port Harcourt, so I love that team there. When did I stop reading your message? I'm going to continue pretty soon. Yamin Adam, I say I wish Edu and Tita, okay, Ateta, go after Kudus, but then say he will stop the progress of Saka because Kudus not be bench material and Saka is the poster boy of the club, hence why we might not get Kudus. That's like, you see this loyalty to footballers. That's what Pep Guardiola doesn't have. That's what I love about him. That's why he keep winning. You know, all those be loyal to players. That's why clubs also sing. Now, what happened to Liverpool? Unnecessary loyalty to players. When the time reached for the players to show loyalty back, they left it. You can't be loyal to football players. It's not done. It's a football club that you should be loyal to. But hey, now upcoming coach, you go learn eventually. Yeah, I say, I really wish Kroenke go verse, go buy Osimhen, give Napoli whatever they want. That would have been a good idea. I've got a story on Osimhen as well. It's on my storyboard this morning. Yeah, I might say, now with raised shoulder, I could say call us EPL champion. I understand that. But because they say I am a Chelsea fan and Eiba as well as all about blue. It's all about blues for him. The Lions say the way things are now, it seemed to me that Man City may stroll to the league again. I do not agree. I'm still going to be obstinate and stubborn about my position. Man City ain't winning the league title this season. You know, you will see where VAR, bad officiating, some things would happen. And let the window close first. You know, they're still looking at Man City. If they do anything for them now, they can go and buy and, you know, do anything. Just wait, let the window close. You will start seeing the magic of what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, this guy really said it to... Ochi Bayano say up Africa in this championship. Kenya is doing well. Yes, they always do well. They always try. Monica Austin says, what is your take on Lukaku issues with Chelsea? I think Chelsea should bring him in. It will help Jackson improve a lot. I think everybody improved previously. The interview he did, let's not forget, people have not forgotten that interview. Right? He shite on the club, seriously. So people are not just going to sit back and say, oh, welcome back with open arms. Again, if he comes back and the dressing room is not comfortable for, okay, there are new players in the team, but in terms of the management, the staff, they're not going to be comfortable around him. People are not going to be able to say some things around him because they don't know when he's going to sit down and do an interview and run everybody down. So it's really a very dicey situation for Lukaku. But at the end of the day, transfer window closes and they're not able to sell him. He's going to come back. He's got a contract with Chelsea. He's going to come back and honor his contract and his money and all that. But it's a very, very risky and dicey situation as it is right now. What's it called? Jamina might say, I support Shooting Stars of support Shooting Stars, Ibad upsuiting, Ibad asset. Yamina might say, bad officiating, Pep injury, a couple of losses to some and fatigue would do City in. As it stands, Haaland looks useless without Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, my younger brother is here. You're a cream man. Lukaku go scatter the dressing room. No way back. Okay, so you had another Chelsea fan speaking. The divide okay say, hey, Lukaku should know near any player in Chelsea, even the under 21 team. They make fans verse. I beg. The line I just say Chelsea yet to piece together. Arsenal not signing enough. Liverpool still looking like they are jaded, and Man United, oh damn, I can't even shout. So that kind, it's towards Man City again for me. I'm waiting. Let me tell you, I'm still going to tell you Man City are not going to win it. It will be a very massive surprise for me if Man City wins this league title, but they're not going to win it. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Monica Austin, I'm sure when the season ends and Man City doesn't win it, all of them go accuse me to use Juju. I'm very, very certain. This time, when I go accuse me, say, my Juju had to use. So somebody is going to say that this guy uses voodoo. Watch and see. Monica Austin said there was a time in the Wilfred was 60 million in the market. Baka was even going for him. Now he is in the second division. What went wrong really? No club is even reasoning the guy now. I don't think anything went wrong. What happened was that he was in school and he didn't want to give up the school, which I agree that was a good decision. And then injuries started cropping up here and there, left, right, back, and center. No club wants to sign a player that have excessive injury history, and the injuries were too close to each other, so that affected him. I wouldn't put that on him. He was a good player at 60 million at that time. It was one of the best. I mean, if you're talking about top 3 best defensive midfielders in the Premier League, you call N'Golo Kante. I'm sure the next person, maybe you call one other person, Rodri, or Rodri or Fernandinho at the time. It's a Rodri when Rodri just came in, and then the next person you will mention is Wilfred Ndidi. But for now, come on, let's be very honest. All of us here will support different club. If your club goes out now and say they want to sign Wilfred Ndidi, we like him as Nigerians, but let's be very objective now. Would you be excited that they're signing him? No, we will not. So that's the thing. It's not because he's not a good player. It's just knowing that he might come in and there'll be plenty of injuries and you don't want to deal with that as a team that is upwardly mobile and progressing. But, you asked me if Arsenal go for Wilfred Ndidi, would I take Wilfred Ndidi over Kai Havertz? Obviously, it's a close one. Somebody even asked me that question on WhatsApp. Would I take Wilfred Ndidi over Kai Havertz? The thing about Kai Havertz is, I didn't support his signing. I don't like him as a player. I think that Kai Havertz is, so I've coached before. There's this boy called Ochiko Mwakperu. I'm always using him as an example because I think he's one that was a lost cause because of his own doing. Does he have the talent? Does he have the potential? It's one of the most, probably the only person more talented than Ochiko Mwakperu that I coached as midfielders was Alfred Cousin. Okay, and then the late Solomon Obo. Okay, Solomon Obo was different. Was Andre Pello, Sonolise, kind of deep line midfielder, was intelligent, as a bit of Fabregas, and he was very, very intelligent. Okay, no wonder I went on played for national team, played for Warri Wolves, but he died pretty early in the car accident. Now, but that boy called Chukwu Makbaro was more of a Luka Modric, more of a maybe Michael Carrick, but with more finesse, more skills. But his head was in the wrong place. His head was pretty much, my younger brother can tell you a story about him. pretty much in the very wrong place. He didn't understand what talent is got. He's like Niger that have uranium but they don't have light, right? And because his head was in the wrong place, he just was moving in the wrong direction until his career ended. I told him back there, I said, listen, one day you're going to look back and see the kind of money that footballers are earning in the next 10, 15 years, and you'll see yourself that you could have been there and you'll be living and be begging food to eat. You will not realize what you did with the gift that God gave to you, because nobody will be willing to help you, because you are not just supposed to be a blessing to yourself. You're supposed to be a blessing to the entire Digbori, because that's what I was saying, the entire Digbori, Igudu community, because your one talent was enough to take care of maybe 100 or 200 people, but you are abusing the talent and you think you're smart. And that's exactly what happened to him. It's just like Neymar. One Neymar, over 1,000 plus people are employed, are working very well somewhere 45 minutes drive of Sao Paulo. That's how much, importance your talent can be to you. But then the way it is with Kayava, I mean, he still got club, he still got a job, he's still doing well. But I think that he's got talent in him that he can do more. But he's just lazy, just docile with it. It's just like, and whatever Kesera, Serra, whatever will be. And that's just the problem with it. But I hope, okay. Man said, bros, we never win this season, but I dare happy with the way they play. That's Chelsea. We go only get better. I think that Chelsea will get better. I just think that there's a player in Chelsea that I think if I can get his ear, if I can talk to him, he'll be a better player. Nicholas Jackson. That for me is, it reminds me of Aaron that I coached to. He's all over the place. All he needs is just be calm. Just be calm, wait for the ball and score. Just be the target man. Don't try to, he's trying to do too much. And it reminds me of the early days of Victor Osimhen. And one day I called him and said, Osimhen, you're doing too much. Just calm down. Stay, wait for, let people work for you, receive the ball and put it in the net. People will not remember whether you run 500 meters if you end up losing the goal, right? But people will remember if you score 20, 25 goals, but nobody will say, he did it wrong. Nobody will remember that, because nobody talked about that for Immobile, Ciro Immobile, Filippo Inzaghi, Ruud van Nistelrooy. They did it wrong. They just stay, wait for the ball. I know you're a beast, you want to fight, you have so much energy to burn, but the human body, the human anatomy, the more you run, the more the pump of blood through your brain, and then your vision become blurred. So, but if you stay one place, you will see where you want to put the ball and you hit the target. And look at the numbers of goals that he's been returning, because of that. I think that if Jackson does the same thing, he will score quite a lot of goals. Not, he's trying to do too much. And in the process of trying to do too much, he's not doing anything. Osimhen says Saka is just 1 foot player. He is good. He's a good player, but he needs serious competition. I agree with you. That one, the Lara say now loyalty key Wenger in his last 12 years at Arsenal. Something to learn from Fergie and Pep. Saka is good, but he does not strike me enough to earn that much loyalty from Arsenal. I think Saka is just an average player as far as I'm concerned. Leave all those AFTV people hyping him as the best player in the world. Well, of course, sit down. Play with best player in the world. Run anyhow like 50 rounds sometimes. I mean, people think I don't like Saka, and that's very strange. With this generation, you can't say somebody is not good enough without people coming at you. But the truth is, he's just not it. He's not the guy. Arsenal have had players play those kind of positions before. I mean, I was asking somebody the other day, would you take Saka over Marco Vermas? I still think that Martinelli is a better player than Saka. Martinelli is the one that get the least supply of all the 4 players in Arsenal, but he makes more use of it. Saka, I mean, Odegaard is just chained to Saka. White, everybody's chained towards Saka, like make him great. I don't understand why they think he's going to win Ballon d'Or. He's not going to get nomination among the top 50. What's that? Malika Austin said, bros, Arsenal game against Crystal Palace, was that challenge against Eze a penalty? It's not a penalty. It wasn't a challenge. It wasn't a challenge. Listen, it dazzled was a good one. It dazzled. He moved already out of the way of the charging player. And then I think it was Thomas Partey who came in. He had lost the ball. He was already going to ground. So there is no, the way everybody's talking about that. I mean, he had a VAR review. There's no penalty on that one. Not because I'm an Arsenal fan, but even in any other position, there's no penalty on that one. Even me, I thought that the Arsenal penalty was soft. They shouldn't have even given that penalty in the first place because Thomas Partey was holding a defender that would have run with Nketiah. But hey, I thought that the best that Arsenal deserve a win based on what they played in the first half. But eventually, after the red card, I thought that game should have ended in a draw, but that wasn't the penalty. Yorokiri man say it did good, but I still think he not get good publicity team and agents. Yeah, I agree with you on that 100%. I've said that so many times. I see some players with worse injury record, but they still get good moves. I think this problem on that front is he's too enclosed. And sometimes he doesn't listen to people. He thinks that, he knows everything. And one of the things I've always said, it happened to Mario Ricardo too. When you make your wife your manager, I'm sorry, but this is a man's game. And there's a way they look at women in the men's game. Come in and you want to open the door that is full with men and you think you want to have a seat with an African player. Man, shut up. Nobody knows you. You don't have, they marry you from Nigeria and go Europe. You want to go and sit in the, give your career to somebody that can really manage it and manage it properly. But hey, what do I know? Now the two of them will still sit down for house, live their life. So it's not really, much of my problem anyway. Adebola Oluwaseun says, good morning, bro. Good morning to you. Please, any update on Toby Amuso and the issues? Bros, we don't pass that issue since now. You're not following the news. She's been cleared, everything. They've cleared her off. She's competing in the World Athletics Championship. Yeah, where you did since? Are you hiding on the rock? You went to have a meeting with Flintstone. Monica Austin said, with Pep still at the helm, I guess that's what you want to say. At City Bros, they will win this league. I will remind you, no problem. Yorokiri Emmanuel says a true word about Jackson. My talk exactly. Good example is Osimhen early stages at Napoli. Monica Austin says, bros, you evil coach. Yeah, true. I'm new on your space. You seem to have done. I've played football. I've coached. I've owned a team in this league. I've managed a team in the Nigerian league from amateur to pro to top flight. And hold up, come on. You're practically very new, and unfortunately, I can't go back and be unloading everything right now. But if you stay consistent with me, you will hear everything. You okay, my bros? Your main man, Sanogo Pepe, still there with una Lukaku down at devil. Lukaku, if they give us Lukaku to change Nicolas Pepe, I will take Lukaku. As bad as it may be, I'll take him because there are some teams he can use his body, his elephant leg over to bully. Yami Dana might say, I wish Arteta is listening to you because that unnecessary loyalty and no alternative for him was one of the factors that cost us last season. I don't know if I Toby ran yesterday and she won the first heat. This bros really asked. He had a meeting with Flintstone. He went on vacation to Flintstone World. No network, no internet, no nothing. He went to Kitipupa village to go and visit some people. Yes, boss. I became completely disappointed at Arsenal bringing back Pepe as cover for Saka. Well, that's what they think is good anyway. Slimac123 says, please, the YouTube channel get issue. We can barely hear you. I don't think other people have that. You need to refresh, maybe shut down and start. For those of you that are watching, is there an issue with the YouTube channel? I don't know. Okay, man, I say that's your Bayern outfit. Enter class. Get out. This is what you don't take. Never do you. Monica has to say, why is Arteta not playing Trossard? He was the best player during the preseason. He's still on the bench. When I say Arteta again, I go ask her. I say, what inspired your all red today? First of red is my favorite color. So if you know me very well, red is my favorite. Do you think this logo is just red for the sake of red? Red is my favorite color at any time. Then next is blue, and then any other white. That's so red, blue, white. Those are my three favorite color. And a touch of red is always freaking me up. Like, I like it. It gives me energy. I think that red is loud, is bold, is something that kind of like gives you the energy. It's like music to me. Like, if I'm doing anything and maybe I need to announce my presence, I need to go into an event, I need to show up, I like to pick up a red cloth. If I want to be crazy, red. But if I want to show up calm, just be in my space, white. So red is, I needed the energy for the show today. And that's just it anyway. And for Bayern, I'm counting down to going to Germany in October. I hope I get a visa anyway. And so I'm just sugaring Bayern. You see a lot of Bayern outfit right now because I know that they're monitoring. The person when they complain say YouTube channel, Slimer, it's your side. Every other person here, we're having a very good conversation on the YouTube channel. So Vicky says Lukaku is a traitor. He should not return. Okay, Mr. Sugar, I say good morning, Legotech. I'm a Liverpool fan and I supported Gabros. Wow, Gabros FC back in the day. Then when Chibo Afo played with his bad. Sorry about that. Mr. Chika, I say please elaborate on the loyalty of clubs to players, especially my Liverpool. So if you look at last season when Sadio Mane left, the team was bare, and some players were no longer punching, in their weight category. They were playing below performance. I thought that clubs should have come out and say, okay, you know what, I want to sign players to replace players. Some players were just leaving. Club was loading up the front, but club last season, Liverpool was Johnny Bravo. They were big on the upside, but very tiny on the downside. So they were Johnny Bravo. There was no balance. They needed to be Optimus Prime. Okay, they don't need to be Johnny Bravo. They need to be balanced, head, front, and everywhere, and then have backup. Like Optimus Prime have backup, have Bumblebee, have the other team, right? That's the Autobot and the rest of them. That's what Liverpool needed to be. But his loyalty to that same thing that happened to Joachim Low when he took the team that won the 2014 World Cup to the 2018 World Cup and they got knocked out in the group stage. You need to refresh your team. That's what Pep does. Pep, this is the core of the team, but then it will just kick some people out. Previously, people used to say, oh, he's racist, he's this. No, it's not. It's about bringing competition because you have players that have won the treble. If you continue with them, they just might not win anything. You're not bringing other players who would always ask them, how did you guys win the treble last season? Man, that was good. But these ones that are coming in want to win too. They want to have etch their name, even if it's a cup title, a league title, or Champions League title. They know that, okay, this is a fertile ground. This is a place to win. All right? This is the place. This is Ebenezer as what's that guy that slept in the Bible and saw angels going up and down? That fourth angel. Okay, that fourth God. Okay, is Jacob. Okay. This is the hitherto that the Lord bless us. So everybody know that, okay, this is the place where you can go and win titles. So you keep refreshing your team. But, I mean, you look at Alex Ferguson, he did the same thing. You have Stan, bye-bye. David Beckham, bye-bye. Cristiano Ronaldo, bye-bye. Ruud van Nistelrooy. You have to refresh your team and keep bringing new people who want to okay, I want to continue the success. But Liverpool, I mean, it's a tradition. It's not a club team. It's a tradition. Liverpool did that in the 80s, did that in the 90s. So I was like, oh, this guy's doing well. Let's keep them. Let's see, they will come good. They will come good. Football, then they wait for you. Other people will overtake you. That's exactly what happened, Mr. Sugar. Vicky says, but if you say City would win the league, then you would assume that the likes of Arsenal able to take their chance. But Arsenal does not have the stream, this team. Okay, they don't have the steam. They've won their first 2 games. They have 6 points. They don't have the steam. Don't worry. Let's be keeping it going. We would have this conversation all through the season. So I think say Chelsea is not there. I doubt Liverpool or Man U. No way. Okay. Let's keep our fingers crossed. We would discuss it. Or do we watch out for Brighton doing a Leicester? Let's keep our fingers crossed. That's all I can tell you. Mr. Chuka, I said the way the Premier League clubs are going by their signings, not signing what they need, City might win this league because no one is signing their greatest needs. I agree with you on that one. So I think Havertz is like Angel Di Maria. No, Angel Di Maria is not lazy. I disagree with you. Angel Di Maria only had a problem coming into England, and it was because of vandalism and the way the Manchester United. Tell me one person since 2013 that has come to Man United and does well, apart from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Every other person have had problems, start well, not end well, start well, then the next season die. So I don't want to agree that Angel Di Maria is lazy. Angel Di Maria has played very well. Every other place is gone apart from Man United. So I wouldn't say from Benfica to Real Madrid to Juventus to Paris Saint-Germain. He's not a lazy player. Playing for the national team, I don't want to call him a lazy player. He is an upgrade of Kelechi. No, I don't agree. I don't agree with you on that one. Rackins A. Clotin said Nigerian players are never smart enough with agent. I agree with you. Omo Yalo says, why you the Yab Okitipupa? That not Yab. That not be Yab now. And they give Okitipupa advertising on my show. You decide Yab there. Ruckus Eklo to say, bros, what do you think about my darling Newcastle United? They will try. They will try. That's all I can say. I don't even pick them to make the top 4. I don't think they would make the top 4. But what I've seen of them, they beat Aston Villa first game 5-1. But against Man City first half didn't play that well in that game. They were not in control of the game, but they still couldn't take the chance. They still couldn't upset them. Newcastle does look to me like a team that when they come across a team that will stand up against them, they will struggle. And then again, don't forget that because of last season's performance, everybody will be up against them and like, okay, we're up in arms. They're already having the players are already having to fight with their fans, which is not a good thing. Two match days, and fans are already booing their players, which is not a good thing. I think the fans are over expecting. They might not even make it top 4, but if they make it, it's because maybe Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea are not up to their zippers. But let's see how it goes. Marcus said, I think Trossard is better than Saka. Nothing to tell me Arteta needs to be serious to win this league. He needs to remove emotions. Yolanda says Saka not even reach to compare to Overmars. At best, a better upgrade to Wilcott. Yeah, okay, I agree on that one. Yolanda says Overmars, Perez, Whitton are some of the great attackers Arsenal have had in the past. Saka is coming far behind them. He can get better though. Marga has to say no issues at all with the audio here. We can hear you well. Emmanuel Eurokiri say, bros, I hear something about Greenwood and Cristiano Ronaldo. That's true. Say Cristiano Ronaldo sabotage Greenwood to the Saudi Arabia League. I don't think say he get that kind of power, but when I hear your thoughts, okay, I'll give my thoughts on that one anyway. It's on my news. I mean, strange how I started the show with comments, and the comments are not stopping, and now I can't even read my news again. I'm going to go back and read my news. Monica has to say, I think this Chelsea team has a young and good players. They need time to gel and they will come good. I agree with you. But I think that Mauricio Pochettino being the coach of the team, I don't really have confidence in Mauricio Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino reminds me of a coach in Warri back in the day that they call Coach Asu. He does look good, but he knows how to sabotage his own team. Like, that's Coach Asu. He's a good coach, coach players, but he doesn't have the grip that you need a coach to have on his team. Sometimes that's just what you need to keep your team going. Yolanda says, simply put, just say you have completed 360 degrees in football. That is the shortest way to describe you to one who doesn't know you before. Yeah, obviously, I've said it many times. That's why when I say that I'm the best at this, people are like, oh, what are you saying? I'm the only guy in Nigeria, probably in Africa, who's done it all. Like, when I say done it all, played it, coached it, managed it, owned a football club, the first 2 million naira transfer in Nigeria League from an amateur club to a Premier League club was done by me. I transferred Robert Akari to Lobby Stars for 2 million naira. The money was paid in cash. I had to go to Makoni to go carry the money. Cash. Enter boss, come worry. The first ever sell-on clause, I introduced sell-on clause to Nigerian League. When Robert signed for Lobby Stars, go and ask Mike Idoko. I put a 10% sell-on clause for a 5-year period. That in the next 5 years, if the player move from Lobby Stars to any club outside of Nigeria, Lobby Stars get 10% of that thing. And 1 year after, they won the league, and then the next year, he was on his way to Al Ahly for $2 million. 10% went to Globe Star Football Club. And come on, I practically done it all. But sometimes when you talk, like small boy, I remember when I was in Brazil, when we were talking, I was going to say small boy. I said, come, your experience of 30 years, you've been in one place. In my small boy experience, I've been around the world. Me and you will be small boy in the matter now. It's not about being old, though. It's just about having experience all over the place. But that's a topic for another day. That's trumpet will blow itself when the time comes. The alarm is the okay, I think I'm ready now. Don't you you came late. He said, bros, you skip my comment. Oh, I don't see him now. I don't see him. I better bring him again. European man said Newcastle no go make top 4. European competition go affect them, including Brighton. Yemi Dynamite say Poch is not a winner, and as good as those players can get, Poch doesn't have the X factor. That's the way to put it. I think you put it better than I could have said it. I see. I know he likes to work with a small squad, but Chelsea's not a small squad. I know he can come up with magic sometimes, but that's when you have X factors players like he had at Man City, at Tottenham Hotspur. I'm not going to give you credit for Paris Saint-Germain. They did just the lead to the average best that they could have done under him by winning the domestic title. But fact is, I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, Mauricio Pochettino is coaching a team, and I'm expecting the days where you need tactical nuance, ability to outmaneuver your opposition. If the players are not coming to the party, you can make that substitution that will change it. Now, I don't see Mauricio Pochettino as that guy. That's just the only issue I have with Mauricio Pochettino. I don't hate him. I don't think also, I mean, I've said it many times here, I'm not a fan of Chelsea, but I do not have the capacity to banter Chelsea. Yeah, because in the last 20 or 21 years in world football, Chelsea is among the 4 most successful clubs. Chelsea, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich. You can't banter those clubs. You can allow them, they've earned the right to go 5 years. If Real Madrid doesn't win the title for the next 5 years, you can't banter them. Same with Barcelona too, same with Bayern Munich. So you're still going to sit back and say, let's give them some time. Let's watch them and see them, go through this process. And it's a rebuild. New owner, it's a rebuild. So you've got to be patient with them and see how it goes. I say, okay, I think I've read that one. Aretorego say Man City will still clinch the league. Chief, I know say you no go agree. Well, let's wait and see. That's all I can say. Monica say Pep is good with refreshing teams. This is why he has upper hand with the likes of Jose Mourinho. I love Jose, but his team easily gets out after season end, and he doesn't refresh his team. Jose is another very loyal coach, but he's the greatest motivator. But Pep Guardiola doesn't motivate you. Pep Guardiola tells you this is the job, you need to get it done. If you're not interested, get out and get somebody else. Go and ask João Cancelo. It is football anyway. Everybody can coach the way they want to coach. Some people motivate, some people inspire, some people order, some people command. Leadership is leadership. It depends on the style that you want to apply. European man said Pochettino not too good, but he could do better for Chelsea, just like Sarri, when never win trophies before he come Chelsea. Okay, I agree, but that was under Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich aura was something different from any other person. So let's keep our fingers crossed on that one. Monica also says, I heard that Crystal Palace is going to Kelechi Iheanacho, who true and when I write this thing in English, my they read them. Them say Brighton has interest in Simba Lion King, going by how them do us on Casado. What will you advise, knowing how they can flip players? The thing is, the only thing that Arsenal can put on that contract is a sell-on clause. Truth is, Awilo Lokomba or Simba, whatever his name is, doesn't really come across as a player that you can haggle on a price. It's not had a performance that you can, based on this performance. The fact that somebody is even coming for Simbi is a thing of joy. All them CV, all them Tavares, and then they should go off the wage bill, and then Arsenal should try and get in a few players. But of all these names that I mentioned, Elneny should be allowed to stay. I don't like the fact that a footballer is happy to sit on the bench, but just in case there's injuries, he could just come in as backup. But hey, the other one should go. The only thing Arsenal can do with Simbi Lokonga is put a sell-on clause on him. There's not really, Arsenal cannot say, oh, give me 100 million or give me 50 million. It's not worth it. Nobody there. They'll move on from him and go sign some other players somewhere else and move on with their life. Again, what are the chances that he's going to come good and it will be sold for 100 million? But whatever it is, there should be a sell-on clause that can just help the team in one way or the other. That's what I think anyway. Ikegwe Hobert says, good morning, boss. When is the African footballer nomination coming up? Do you think Osimhen can win it? I think he'll win it. I think the award is going to hold in November. Osimhen is already nominated. I think he's going to win it. It's pretty much difficult to see anybody. I mean, Onana, Bono, Mahrez that people were talking about has gone to Saudi Arabia. People he scored 1 goal, but Osimhen came back to the start of the season, banging 2 goals first game. What do you expect? Come on, that one is Osimhen's award in waiting. He's just waiting for the day to come and then he picks up. Henry Murray said, good morning, bros. Good morning to you. Someone should tell Arsenal and Atata to go and check your tweet on Greenwood yesterday so they can have good competition for Saka. I don't think anybody wants to sign Greenwood. The case is no longer a football matter. All these women group are taking it too personal, and England are trying to use somebody as an example. Even now, they want the Man United guy to be fired. That's crazy anyway. Well, Marika Austin say, bros, who is your best manager of all time in the modern game? I think Pep is the best manager. When you say my best manager, what's the modern game? What's the ancient game? Because when you say modern game, I don't understand. My best manager of all time would be Johan Cruyff. I think I love Johan Cruyff as a coach. I also love Mario Zagallo, the Brazilian coach. I think I love the way Ami Jakit played his team. One coach that I loved back in the day was Louis van Gaal. I also think I love Fabio Capello a lot because of his organizational ability, his ability to make a team play in such a compact way. He's the king of the low block and sporadic counter-attacking football. It's great. His team doesn't concede goal. I love Jose Mourinho, love Pep Guardiola as well. I'm not going to pick one. I'm not a fan of Sir Alex Ferguson. I dislike Wenger to the very, very core. There's a whole lot of them. I love Alberto Zaccaroni. I love Marcello Lippi's teams. His Juventus team was fantastic. His team that won the World Cup, 2006, if I'm not mistaken. He was a coach, I think, in 2006. I love Marcello Lippi. I love Giovanni Trapattoni. That's it. I also love the work that Gores did with AJ Oze back in the day. That's got like quite a coach. I'm not going to single-handedly pick a coach and say this is the one that I like because I've interacted. I also love Arrigo Sacchi. For me, Arrigo Sacchi made me love football. I mean, from 1986 with AC Milan, made me love football. So Arrigo Sacchi was fantastic guy. That guy can smoke, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I love Arrigo Sacchi, his mannerism. It was a coach that gives you the mafioso. We grew up watching Scarface, Al Pacino, Scarface, watching The Godfather, watching Casino. All of those movies was my childhood, right? And watching Arrigo Sacchi on the sideline and then seeing the late Silvio Berlusconi up there always give you this mafioso system. And I don't know what they call it right now in the world. They say it's organized crime. I won't lie. I grew up wanting to be a mafia. I grew up wanting to be a mafia boss, wanting to be like the Don and, be controlling things. I think there's still a part of that in my mental space. I don't think that I grew up wanting to be a good guy, a nice guy that people like. What's that? I don't understand. A nice guy is a good guy. I'm gonna stab you in the neck if you misbehave. Good guys get used. So I'm not one of those people who ever prayed, I want to be a good guy. That's why when I was growing up, one of the things you would do quick to offend me is to call me a pastor. I don't know that, man. You're not wishing me well. I don't know, but that's just the way I see it. But when you say modern game, I don't really know what that means because the game is modern in every generation. Yemi Dynamite said, what are you saying? Say Rob Holding to that guy's in the club. I don't say they are a player. Mark Austin say with what Poch did at Spurs, I think he would do well at Chelsea. That's a lucky moment. He's good at managing young players. His sports team was amazing with time. I think he would do it. Does Chelsea have that time? That's what you should ask yourself. He coached a sports team that's never been successful. So everything was, to him, that was the greatest success of his life. If you do that with Chelsea, you will fail. If you don't know, with Chelsea, a coach did exactly all the thing he did at Spurs. He was fired. His name is Avram Grant. Go back and check. Everything that Mauricio Pochettino did at Spurs, I was hailed as a legend. A coach did it for Chelsea, and he was seen as a failure. So you have to understand the way life is when you live in Aja or Kokomaiko, or it's not the same when you live in Banana Island and Ikoyi. You should just know that for record, this is for record purpose. So I don't know if you think Chelsea fans or Chelsea as a football club would take that. Yamina might say no one is in England would take Blackwood. Oh, okay, it's not Greenwood again. Oh, I'm trying to Blackwood. Patrick Romana says that my guy. He said, good morning, Chief. Good morning. If Victor don't win this award, then they go win. They'll come Morocco, give her the award. They'll honor themselves. European man said Greenwood to Arsenal could be one of the greatest signing of the season. I pray Ateta not think go that side. It would have been good, but unfortunately, all these women group people will be saying they never do for football, and then they decide what they happen for football. The funny thing about this drama, all these women, and then they find their voice for women football. They don't support their own women football like this. Jesus. England is Europe. This is the same reason why I don't like Europe. So people say, I say it is poisonous ivy right now. So make Blackwood go Saudi. Saudi people not gonna like him too now, so it's not gonna work. Steve Gerrard already denied saying they don't mention his name with them together. You know, I say, what about Arrigo Sanchez, my guy? Monica Austin says, you cannot banter Chelsea, bros. Your football sense is top. People don't understand why we banter Arsenal. That's winning and winning is not there. Hence the banter. No, you can't banter Chelsea. You still have to give them time. The banter will come if they continue to fail. But right now you can't, because you know that it's a transition. They are just going through the transition. You've got to wait and watch. And then when you compile failures for 5 years ahead, you cannot banter. There's like one season of not winning, and then you start bantering them. It doesn't make sense. But I think Todd Boehly is creating the tools for banter because they're spending too much money and they're confused. And then the signing of Graham Potter and Frank Lampard also delayed the progress of this rebuild. Those coaches cannot even coach FC Taraba. They're going to put them to go and coach a whole Chelsea. Jesus Christ. You give somebody who is driving keke to go and operate an aeroplane. Okay, now, no, let's keep it going like that. Chelsea, Nado, the Saki smoke past, sorry, they learn. Sorry, they learn. Sorry, they smoke now. Sorry, they learn. It is a stock of smoke. That time, smoking was allowed. It was allowed, so it was a normal thing. I mean, now when they don't ban smoking. Sorry, the shop cigar, I agree, but not be for wearing the sake. Everybody say, and that's one of the reasons I don't like the English people. Are they also taking the matter of that nurse that killed 6 children and was on the verge of killing the 7th? Too much eye service. And that's England. That's the UK for you. Anyway, and I'm just watching. But I to say, is it true that Crystal Palace is going for Kelechi Iheanacho? And what is your take on it? Upgrade or downgrade? You're playing in the championship and Crystal Palace is calling for you, asking me if it's upgrade or downgrade. No, now downgrade. Make it go play for Wrexham so that they will be sure for Hollywood. I don't understand. A team is in the championship, a Premier League team. Even if now Luton Town, they call Kelechi right now, you're not going wrong. Upgrade or downgrade. It will be Kelechi. Now, when they look this Kelechi, the one that they look this Kelechi, now I look this Kelechi like say he did the level of Messi. Now let Nigerians go rate player. I will be saying they play match like say na King. First off, Kelechi in his career since 2013 that he won the under-17, have not played 10 consecutive match anytime. When I rate like say now one big player. Is he talented? Absolutely yes. Too lazy to hold on a starting shirt. Even national team. It will be Kelechi where you go to ask me whether Crystal Palace calling for him, whether a downgrade or upgrade. That's not that upgrade or downgrade is not supposed to come up. Kelechi is supposed to be happy, say a Premier League club, say they call him, say they look for him right now. So you should be downgrade or upgrade. Please. No, don't get me angry, man. Should be downgrade. Make it not go take him now. The fact okay, say this porch is different from the previous one. I have known before now, he is more brutal than he used to be. Well, let's see you. Emmanuel said, bros, you make me like Saki but presently I like Mourinho because every time I see him, I remember Al Pacino. Yeah. Arrigo Saki for me, Arrigo Saki is also one of those coaches that I wrote back in the day when I was growing up. I used to write letters to clubs. I wrote to Manchester, almost every club in Europe. Arrigo Saki is one of those who also replied me, and so there is a typed letter, there is a handwritten letter. He replied me with a handwritten a letter that was typed, and then he put a note on his phone, and then he signed it. It was nice. With some pictures and some video VHS cassette from logos. It was nice. We had some highlights back in the day. Some things that we've done. I wonder what young people do these days. They just own phone and iPad. They don't even know where post office is or DHL or God. I gave it all for this football project back in the day. I was young. I was like 10, 11, 12. I was doing all these things. God. I've come a long way on this job, on this road, this football road. Your creator said Potter and Lampard suppose they jail. I did tell you, coach has so better pass the two of them. Say sorry, he left for smoking for West Saki. This guy, the person where they ask, Divine don't know who be Arrigo Saki. He said, bros, funny enough, I don't really know where Kelechi they play. I mean, a position. He's supposed to be 8, right? It's supposed striker, but unfortunately, football system have eliminated that position. So some team have a number 8, like Arsenal now. Odegaard is meant to be the number 8. But the funny thing is, Odegaard will not play. If I'm coaching this Arsenal team, Odegaard will not play. Odegaard have a defect that I dislike in footballers. You are the orchestrator of the play. You are the guy. You are like, if this is NFL, you are the quarterback, right? You are the orchestrator of the play. You shift yourself to the right. You're trying to be a Kevin De Bruyne wannabe. The problem with that mentality is that in Man City, there is also people on the other side that is making the distribution. Instead of you to look at previous players like Cesc Fabregas, if there is any player that Odegaard should emulate, is Cesc Fabregas. You know what? Cesc Fabregas was like a what's that thing in the car? Carburetor. There's carburetor. It was like an injector. An injector sprays, the nozzle sprays fire into all the chambers. That's what's caused the combustion in car engine. But what Odegaard does 80% of the game is focus on trying to make Saka better. And most opposition know that. If you look at the Crystal Palace game, that's a game that Arsenal could have won by 5 goals to nothing. If Odegaard just have the common sense of knowing that I'm drifting everybody to the right and Martinelli is free. And this is a guy who can, go to the byline or bend in and then call the ball into the net. Good. His conversion rate is very, very good. Drag everybody here, throw the ball there. That's what Fabregas used to do with Adebayor and Robin Van Persie. It was just an easy thing. That's not watching the game. I was like, where's the intelligence in football? Where? Jesus Christ. I mean, once upon a time, people like Andre, let's not even bring Andre Pirlo into this conversation, and let's leave him as a deep line midfielder, one of a kind, him and Sandro Lise. Zidane, Boban, Prosineski, Lothar Matthäus, these guys played football. Stefan Effenberg, these guys played football. Even Postecoglou, let me bring Postecoglou into this, Michael Carrick into this conversation. They all play football, Luka Modric. And this is like basics as Fabregas. This is, even Joko, right? This is basic. I take everybody here. What is the natural reaction? This side is blocked. There's traffic here. There's a bottleneck here. One switch. And you have Martinelli. Who, Jesus Christ. Some players just make a coach look bad. The bad game ended in a draw. Everybody said, Ateta do this, Ateta do that. Well, it was Martinelli like, this is your job. This is where you shine. This is where you become king. This is where you win player of the month for genius thinking. Simple things, just make simple things beautiful. But hey, our guy was playing 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 like DJ, I mean MC for local party. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1. Jeez. I don't know what football really is right now, but sometimes I just get sick of what I see footballers do, and people say that my standards are too high. I expect too much. But I don't know. So we can say, wow, that is great. So yeah, you have made your mark in the Nigerian League. Project Kese Jomosono, the owner of Jomos Cosmos FC, has done and achieved more in African football than you. Wow. It's not a competition. Wow. I beg. Now, when the UEFA Champions League draw, they are still playing the preliminaries now. Come on. They are still playing the preliminaries. Let them get all the qualifiers first. Why are you in a hurry? Akwas Baba, he said, I will soon pitch my tent with Arsenal as a supporter. How can Javi be playing with 5 midfielders and leave his wingers on the bench? That's what he wants to do. He believes Pep Guardiola not done before. Why reverse you? But you can banter Man United. Man United have gone how many years without winning the league title? They're a shitty club now. Even Man United fans, they banter Man United. Which will be, but you can banter Man United. President Kelechi sabotages himself a lot. I think it's because of the people he surrounds himself with. I agree with you on that 100%. Rackins for December said, you didn't think Bobby Robson was a great manager? No, he wasn't. Bobby Robson wasn't a great manager. Bobby Robson was a great teacher to people. Bobby Robson coached Newcastle, didn't win shit. Coached the England national team, went to the semi-finals, and people thought it was magic. It was like the possible thing. And that's the coach of Croatia that took Croatia to the World Cup finals and lost, or the one that went to 1994, 1998 World Cup, who I thought that Croatia was robbed in the game against France. You know, these are simple achievements. Who know them? Nobody remember those coaches' names. Bobby Robson went to a Barcelona team that had it all and didn't win the Champions League with them. So what really is see, when we talk about Sir Bobby Robson, people just want to give him, and you know, I understand that eventually he died, brain tumor, cancer, so the emotional blackmail that they bring around him. See, nobody's going to talk about Sir Bobby Robson like me. I am in the position to talk about Sir Bobby Robson because I grew up in his era, the time where we were watching every single game. I don't think I can sit down and watch every single game in football anymore. That time is gone. I'm looking for money to pay my children's school fees and bills, right? There was a time, ask my brother is here on the live. There was a time where the only thing we do, apart from go to training, cook, do domestic chores, and do the normal work, we watch football morning, afternoon, night. Like we repeat games over and over and over and over. People don't watch football anymore. We were addicted to watching football. We watch over and over. We go to shop, buy the cassette, the highlight of the season, the highlight of World Cup, the highlight of African Cup of Nations. We go to buy the cassette and we watch till we can repeat every word the commentator is saying. Repeat every move. We'll tell you what's going to happen, who's going to, the ball is going to go to. Nobody have that time anymore. Sir Bobby Robson is just a figurine. It's just hyped because England have never had a great coach of their own. I mean, the league is 30 years plus. No Englishman have won it. Sir Bobby Robson, what would you talk? So you don't win the English league. You know, apart from winning the Spanish league, nothing else. Nothing. Is it the Spanish league or the Spanish Cup? Nothing else. So what makes him great, man? Come on. Many coaches that changed the face of the game, that, you know, invented things that make people like, whoa. I can bet you don't even know the pattern that Sir Bobby Robson played. So great manager, where average manager, if you put Sir Bobby Robson there, then you need to put Arsene Wenger even way above him now. Project K, he said it sprays dwarf fuel on fire. It's the spark plug that causes fire. I don't understand. Okay, so if you come out the injector, would it bring fire? This show not be mechanic show. Now analysis they do. I'm just giving you what's it called? I'm just giving you a prototype. Not be here you walk on show say you be mechanic for roadside. Remove the injector, whether the spark plug will put fire for the motor. Some argument are baseless. Mr. Sugar, I want to say, please, nobody should mention Ihan Achoye. I don't need laziness and over big boy here. This morning, I work in construction site and I need energy because oh God of heaven. You know what I said? He said we watched highlight like live matches that year. Yeah, because that's what we did. We were students of the game. We followed the game like our lives depended on it. Like if we don't watch this game, and then again, you know, because it was okay, you watch it, then you go to the field immediately to go and practice what you've seen. We bought highlight clips of Ronaldo da Lima. Like you want to go and learn snake bite, you have to watch it. People don't watch football anymore. Yeah, these days, people in our days there was no viewing center. So you must your archive video, Toshiba, Fortnite, Sony, and the rest. You go play tire now. You go play till it go spoil. The tape go spoil. And that time, what was that thing that we were using to watch matches? You know, there was before even satellite TV came. Let's remember, before satellite TV came, there was two things that was common. You write to England, and you write to England, Germany, and Italy, and they send you cassettes. People don't good though. That's why people talk about racism. I'm like asking, would Nigerian people be able to do that to total stranger? You just write with the hope to send you magazines, to send you game, what's this thing? Postcard, something like this. They send you postcard. No. Life has changed. Okay, they send you a carton, a big carton with like 20. You have highlights of Baggio alone, highlight of Salvatore Toto Schillaci, highlight of Michel Platini, highlight of some of Jipari Papin, and then they give you behind the scene of Papin training in swimming pool. They give you highlight of Klinsmann. God, you go people. When I get one for bad, but to me, when I try to. Okay, let's look at some of the stories that are making around. Manchester City, Arsenal, and Brighton continue their perfect start to the new Premier League season, while Chelsea, Man United, and Newcastle all tasted defeat for the very first time. However, both City and Gunners were made to work hard for their second wins of the campaign with 1-0 victories over the Magpies, which is Newcastle, and Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, as well as the Etihad for Man City. Brighton topped the table after they thumped Wolves by 4-1, while there were also significant victories for Brentford and the comeback king Aston Villa, who showed that the first game 5-1 defeat to Newcastle was just a blind. Mr. Unai Emery did what he knows how to do best, turn his team into dragons spitting fires. There was also wins for Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, and Nottingham Forest on a weekend that saw 26 goals in 9 games, as Luton Town fixtures with Burnley was postponed due to work being done at Kenilworth Road. I remember saying this before the season started, that it is not going to be possible for them to play their home match. The games are either going to be postponed or they look for another ground to play. And that £11 million investment, one thing that I know is that the English FA will not stand by their rules. Again, why this is important is we should also remember that sometimes when these things happen in other places, like in Nigeria, we go gung-ho. The thing is, laws are meant to be domesticated and also meant to be flexible. I know that we are not as perfect as their system, but remember that their system have gone over 100 years of making mistakes and correcting it and knowing the right way that works. But Luton Town was an example of, sometimes even a perfect rule can still be bent. And this is for good anyway. This is for good. So let nobody get angry about it. And I think that they will come through. I hear that after maybe 2 seasons, if they're still in the Premier League, they would move their ground and go build a stadium somewhere. But they just need to invest this 11 million, which is heavy. But hey, a lot of things are happening to them, and there's even spending more money. I hear that the budget is going to rise up to 15 to maybe 20 million, as the case may be, because sometimes the cranes that they hire, that crane that they pay £22,000 per day for, cannot work when the wind is high. And if you've ever been to the UK, you agree with me that UK weather is the most unpredictable weather ever. But that's one of it. Some players that stood out that have conversation would have loved to talk about, but let's move away from that one. Mason Greenwood fears he will be unable to join Marisol. Emmanuel Rokiri, I'm answering your question now. Mason Greenwood fears he will be unable to join a club in Saudi Arabia due to a feud with Cristiano Ronaldo after he described the Al-Nassr star career as dead when he was in Manchester United Academy. Mason Greenwood reportedly fears he has no chance of resurrecting his career in Saudi Arabia due to an ongoing feud with Cristiano Ronaldo. The 21-year-old is looking for a new job following news on Monday that he would leave Manchester United after they conducted an internal investigation into his future. Greenwood, who was arrested in January 2022 on suspicion of number of offenses, including attempted rape, will not play for United again and is likely to depart on loan or see his career settled. Okay, let's move on from one rape case to fondling, touching people anyhow. Spain coach Jorge Vilda appears to grab the female staff member's breast during the World Cup final celebration after his behavior made the team to go on mutiny. I love the Spanish team mutiny. This is not the first time we're seeing mutiny. In 2002 and 2010, the French team, they had who was their coach again? I've forgotten the name now. Jesus Christ. Forgotten the name of the French national team coach at the time. The team went on mutiny on the coach. They had Evra, Nicolas Anelka, a whole lot of teams. In South Africa, there was mutiny, there was player strike. But the Spanish mutiny, they don't like the coach, but they went on to win the World Cup. Now, the funny thing about this, because when we talk about bad, we should also talk about good. The Spanish women team have really not done well until this man was appointed. And his appointment have led to them winning 3 trophies in a short while. But still, there's still mutiny. Footage has emerged of Spanish head coach Jorge Vilda appearing to touch a female staff member inappropriately during the Women's World Cup final between Spain and England. Okay, video footage taken seconds after Olga Carmona's 29th-minute goal against the Lioness. The footage shows the Spanish staff celebrating and Vilda's left hand seemingly to linger on a female staff member's breast. Okay, Vida has become a polarizing figure among his team in recent years, with those divisions becoming very apparent at this year's Women's World Cup. It's not been Nigeria, so all of them pretend like say no happen with Nigeria now. It will be the talk every day, corruption, NFL, blah, 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 blah. Fractures have emerged on the field, with Vilda notably running onto the pitch to celebrate with his players following their quarterfinal triumph against the Netherlands, but being ignored by his team. He was also snubbed a handshake by Spanish star Alexis Putellas during their semi-final win against Sweden. While he has achieved remarkable success since he was appointed as the head coach, leading the team to Algarve Cup and Cyprus Cup glory, and now winning the World Cup, divisions between himself and his players have only escalated throughout his time in charge. Let's move away from that. Mason Mount is on the news this time around, and we hear that he's been ruled out until the international break, with the Man United star or former Chelsea player set to miss Nottingham Forest and Arsenal clashes after suffering a small complaint during Tottenham defeat. Mason Mount has been ruled out until after the international break, with the Manchester United midfielder sustained an injury during their 2-0 defeat against Tottenham Hotspur. Let's talk about injuries. Again, push it further down. This time it's not a player on the field, but somebody's going to miss a couple of games as he's gone for operation. Pep Guardiola has had a back surgery in Barcelona and will miss Manchester City's next 2 matches after suffering with severe pain for some time, but he'll be able to keep in touch with his number 2 man, Juwaima Lilo's speech during games. Pep Guardiola was sent for emergency surgery for severe back pain and will miss Manchester City's next 2 Premier League matches. The 52-year-old underwent an operation performed by Dr. Miraria Ilueka, a specialist in complex microspine surgery in Barcelona yesterday, and is set to remain in Catalonia to recuperate. The man has gone home and is taking care of himself. But the story continues. Guardiola has been suffering from back problems for some time and could not put off going under the knife, leaving assistant manager Juwaima Lilo in charge of the treble winners. Lilo will take training sessions and 2 matches before next month's international break, away at Sheffield United on Sunday and home against Fulham a week later. Okay, those look like easy games to win until the game starts and it becomes something different. Guardiola will also be absent from the City Football Academy for the club transfer business, with the hunt still on for a central midfielder as they tie up a £55 million move for Rennes winger Jeremy Doku. Okay, City are expected to announce a new contract for Bernardo Silva over the coming weeks as well. Well, we leave the one who's in the hospital, who's dealing with a lot of things on his back, to somebody in Madrid. Since we're in Catalonia, let's just jump by and see an Englishman in Madrid. Jude Bellingham, champ offensive Barcelona wonderkid, should be fast-tracked as everybody is talking about this guy. So let's see the second round of matches in La Liga, and plenty of trees and spills once again. The confirmed Real Madrid, as the early pace setter suggested, Barcelona have a bumpy ride ahead at home this season, and indicated Girona will be an exciting watch. Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham was again the star as the leaders won, while at Barcelona's temporary home, there were empty seats and a long wait for the first goal. Yeah, it's a very, very difficult one, as we see. Well, let's talk about what went down in Italy. Yeah, the new Serie A. I hardly talk about Serie A, but let's talk about the Serie A. The new Serie A season roared into life over the weekend as Italian top flight returned for another season of pursuing action. And then let's not forget, reigning champions Napoli showed their title credentials with a 3-1 win, away thrashing of newcomers Frosinone to hand Rudy Garcia 3 points on his managerial debut. Okay, meanwhile, Jose Mourinho's Roma saw his defense come unhinged against Salernitana despite his attack showing promises in the absence of Tammy Abraham. Elsewhere, Federico Chiesa is back with a bang at Juventus and is finally demonstrating his ambition to be the center of the club's sporting project. 80 minutes were enough to remind Serie A fans of Victor Osimhen and his strength and killer instinct in the penalty box to extraordinary goals. Two extraordinary goals brought a clearly inferior Fresnoni to his knees and creating early suggestions they appear too weak to be able to compete in Serie A stage. The Nigerian centre forward seems to be up and running despite season just beginning, and he is already the recurring nightmare of Fresnoni's defense, scoring 2 goals with his only 2 chances in the game. Napoli manager Rudy Garcia gave him a well-deserved standing ovation 10 minutes from the end of the opening match by subbing him off. Garcia was also looking to manage the players' workload. Osimhen can once again be the top scorer in Serie A and do so. And to do so, the French coach would have to carefully balance the output of the former Lille striker. His physique is delicate, but the presence of Giovanni Simoni on the bench provide an opportunity to rest him when needed. Garcia is already forging an aggressive and fast squad centered around him, and Osimhen is demonstrating his desire to confirm his status as the best striker in the division. Victor Osimhen is already demonstrating that desire to confirm his status as the best striker in this team. But let's not forget that Lautaro Martinez is officially the new point of reference in Inter Milan, not Lukaku. Okay, the 2 goals scored against Monza projected Inter's number 10 into the center of the Nerazzurri's game, despite rumors in recent weeks linking him with a potential move away from the club to different clubs across Saudi Arabia and all over Europe. With that former strike partner, Romelu Lukaku alongside him, the Argentine seems more free in his movement and has worked hard to enhance his technical play, which is very, very good. Marcus Thuram and Marco Arnautovic support him in an offensive tandem that already seems to work well, with Edin Dzeko's absence not creating any disturbance in the team's attack. Arnautovic supported Martinez for his second goal perfectly, with the pair already forging a partnership that seems destined to get better over time. Beating Monza was easier than expected, and Arnautovic and Martinez are already showing how they can build an effective partnership that benefits both Inter Milan, Serie A, the Champions League, and every other person involved. But let's go back to Juventus and tell you that Federico Chiesa has returned to being the top player with Italian football and almost forgotten about him. The 10 months between injury and rehabilitation have forged the personality of Juventus number 7, who is once again the protagonist at the center of Juventus attack. Intense summer preseason saw the Italian called his summer holiday off early to be ready to fire for the start of the new campaign. Chiesa has charged his role to try and improve his performance, positioning himself closer to Dusan Vlahovic and getting rid of many of his defensive tasks that is in the past were assigned to him by Massimiliano Allegri. Federico Chiesa scored for Juventus at the weekend and demonstrated he is back to his very best, and we hope that he continues. His concentration and competitiveness are the demonstration of how the player has matured and reached a turning point in his career. Let's hope that this is not a one-off, a fluke, or whatever people might think it is. But let's keep our fingers crossed and keep pushing it one game at a time. Keep giving you updates from what's happened back, in the different leagues that we watch. Okay, European manager, bros. Funny enough, I'm coming. Let me see. This system is giving me headache here. It's funny enough. I don't really know where Kelechi. Okay, Kelechi is number 8. I think I've answered that one. European manager, English press take advantage of Jose Mourinho praises for Sir Bobby Robson come over hype him. Yeah, that you see, I don't deal with that praise. I watched him. I saw him that 1990. The team was good, but let's be very honest. The 1990 England team was helped by referee more than their ability. I'm not saying that Lineker, Gascoigne, EPS, all of those guys were not good. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the game against Cameroon, that was robbery of the ISO, that was match fixing of the ISO, so that team could have been knocked out in the quarterfinals and nothing happened. Newcastle, that he coached, just there. I mean, there's no coach that gets credit for playing in competition and not winning it than Bobby Robson. Bobby Robson is the only coach who gets so much credit. It's not like that team was the most expensive team in the Premier League when he was the coach of Newcastle. But hey, I understand the way the whole thing is. Henry Morris says, bros, I beg, give us the news, finish. Henry Morris, comment, no let you finish up. No worry, I'm coming. I'm going to give you transfer news. I'm not done. Arrigo Sacchi, now Babao, loved him while growing up in the 80s. That guy is a great coach, great manager. His antics, his drama on the side, and the way he was able to create that team that had Frank Rijkaard, Ruud Gullit, Marco van Basten, Elijah Litani, what's it called? Jim Barry Papin, Franco Baresi. Is it Dino Zoff that was in goal? Yeah, is it Dino Zoff? I don't know about. The thing that he had was God. AC Milan was the revolution of football. Was the team that changed the way football is played, and I loved it. And then Fabio Capello came in, and we will never forget 1994 Champions League finals 4-0 with people like Maldini, Savicevic, what's it called now? Donadoni, Alberto Donadoni. Yeah, all those guys. It's a great team. See memories are running. Great team and great guys that really made football sweet. The other one says Saki can smoke anything on the touchline back then before it was banned. I say, don't mind those Spanish people. Them the smarts. They do apropos when they not send them. I say Messi Mount need this rest or injury, whatever. Blessing in disguise. It will make United play well because Mount now shortage one for that United team. You get an idiot. Divine okay say when I hear say the Spanish FA Presido kiss player for trophy presentation, I no wonder how it will be if not Nigeria. Beg you. If it happen, if na Bossman Pinnick, Nigeria will be hotter than hell right now. You okay? When I say, bros, how you check Lukaku to Roma? Sorry, how you check Lukaku to Roma story? I feel say Isu Jose plays. I think he would do well, but let's not forget that Jose was the one that also flogged him out of Chelsea some time ago. But right now, if he can calm his head, I think that Lukaku has always had this thing about him that reminds me of Adriano. Does he have the potential? Yes, even though Adriano is a better player than Lukaku in my head. I just think that he's a bit distracted and he allows things that doesn't really concern football to pull him away. I don't know what's going on in his head, but a player that big should be the next Didier Drogba. But unfortunately, is Lukaku in himself away. His numbers are also very good. His goals are very, very good. But you need to be able to put it on the plate on a consistent basis, not just do it one season and then the next season you're not here and then you're not stayed. It's not any club legend. It's not loyal to any club. It's not even loyal to himself because sometimes it just self-implode. That's my problem with him. But a coach like Jose Mourinho, I also know that Jose Mourinho have reached that stage where Alberto Zaccaroni used to be, where to him, if he's coaching you, he's just telling you the stories of the achievement that he's made. If you like, play well, you like, you not play well. There is no failure that will come now that will take anything away from him. So I'm not really one person that is saying, oh, if you want to revive your career, go play under Jose Mourinho. I don't think Jose Mourinho have the heart for football anymore. He just wants to stay in the game, but doesn't really have the heart for football. The thing that Arsene Wenger did to us now in his last 12 years is beginning to happen with Jose Mourinho. He doesn't really have that competitive heart edge for the game. He still will win games. He still will do things to play well, but there is this ruthlessness in Jose that used to be there. I don't see it anymore. Well, maybe probably because of Roma. I don't know, but that's just what I think. Then I always say, now so video cassette of highlight back in those days. It is sweet. The only time we watch live football is national football. Yes. Eurocrima said that Spanish president, he done the eye that girl since for a very long time. He sees the moment, according to that cartoon movie, Coco. He sees the moment, man. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Jerry Sampson say, boss, good morning. When European Football Association going uplift ban on Russia national team and club football, I really don't know. The war is still on until the war is over. I don't know. There's more political than real football. European said Roma not to get money, so Lukaku will be goodbye for them. And he said Mourinho now will be the next big team to go to Saudi Arabia. That will be the splash of all splash anyway. But I think he will go. I don't know, but I just think Saudi Arabia football is missing Jose Mourinho. Like, if you get Jose Mourinho into that league, I don't know how anybody sees it, but I just think is something that they need. I might be wrong, but I think that is something that they need. Eventually, they really want to, push the conversation of completing the circle. How do you say it's the circle they call it now? To complete that circle and make it work, you will need a Jose Mourinho to come in and then do some noise. But maybe because they don't speak English and he's Arabic, I don't know, maybe that might just affect his decision. But let's see, Wednesday gossip. The reason why I'm saying long, I'm not going to school today, so I'm going to be here to maybe 15 more minutes. Liverpool have had a £25.6 million bid for Brazilian midfielder Andre 22, turned down by Fluminense, who are reluctant to lose the player before the end of their league season in December. And I think Liverpool would have done well to say, okay, we'll sign him, loan him back to you guys till January, and we'll take him. But I don't know why they want him urgently. Well, Liverpool also need midfielders anyway. So to put that money, tie that money down and not be sure whether the player will get injured, I don't know, But hey, I've seen clips of the Andre. He's a good player, but again, he's Brazilian. Might be good in Brazil and come to Europe and not meet up. English league again does not really allow people for that dazzling. He's another Neymar, but he's a midfielder. He's a very good player, in my opinion. I saw some clips of him and I like it. West Ham have not given up on signing Ajax midfielder Mohamed Kudus after their opening bid for the 23-year-old Ghana midfielder was rejected. The Hammers have had a second bid of 35. Just pay the damn 45 million and get the player. Somebody gave you 100 million for Rice. Okay, pay the damn money and move. Okay, 35.8 million, which is 42 million euros for Kudus, rejected by Ajax, according to Fabrizio Romano. Manchester City could resurrect an 80 million pounds deal with West Ham for Brazilian midfielder Lucas Paqueta, 25, in January, once a Football Association investigation into the player's alleged betting rule breaches is concluded. Yeah, there is a rule. There's a city, small island in Brazil called Paqueta, where he is from. They say there's a betting pattern about him getting card that is suspicious, and they think that he is part of the syndicate, and that investigation means that this whole period he would not move. If they find out that he's guilty, he would also be banned. But if he's not banned, then Man City will come back in January. In that hope of a big payday will come for him and for Man City as well. But let's keep our fingers crossed. Fiorentina, I've given Moroccan midfielder Sofian Amrabat 27 until Friday to decide whether he wants to stay at the club amid interest from Liverpool, Manchester United, and Atletico Madrid. Excuse me, guys. Liverpool target Ryan Gravenberch faces an uncertain future at Bayern Munich as the Bundesliga club weigh up selling the 21-year-old Netherlands midfielder. Okay. Then go to Liverpool. Arsenal have made it clear to Saudi Arabian suitors and Real Madrid that the Brazilian defender Gabriel Magalhaes, 25, is not available for sale. Please leave him alone. Leave him alone. Bernardo Silva, 29, has signed a new deal at Manchester City, with the Portugal international committing to Premier League champions until January 2026. Let's hope that we're not going to hear I want to move again in January. Arsenal would demand 50 million euros from Chelsea for Valery Balogun after the Blues sounded out the United States striker 22 over a move to Stamford Bridge. Come and pay the money and pick the player so that there'll be money to do some last-minute transaction if there is a need to do that. Roma's general manager Lina Soluko has flown to London, foiling speculation of talks with Chelsea over a deal for 30-year-old Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku. So, Emmanuel Yorokiri, your prayers are about to be answered. It does look like it's going to work. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see how that goes. Lukaku is currently training with Chelsea on the 21s and has not even spoken to new boss Mauricio Pochettino, with the club refusing to let him leave on loan again. Wow. Football is very, very brutal, but people don't see all these parts. How can you come to a club and you're training with a team and you've not even spoken to the manager? That's crazy. But people don't see that part anyway. Just the nice and dandy and some idiot protesting, saying that they should not allow Greenwood to play football. Everton have ruled themselves out of a move for Chelsea, England winger Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm going to see that bench if you don't move. But the Toffees remain in talks with Southampton over a deal for the 7-year-old Scotland striker Che Adams. Leicester City's Nigerian forward Kelechi Iheanacho 26 has emerged as a top target for Premier League club Crystal Palace. Let's hope that they did go through. Somebody asked me whether an upgrade. No, undergrade. Leicester are open to letting Zambia striker Pat Sindaka 24 leave the club before the transfer window shut. Okay, Leeds United have agreed personal terms with Glenn Kamara, and talks will continue with Rangers over a fee for the Finland midfielder Kamara from Finland. Okay, now we know. Manchester United are weighing up a move for Fenerbahce and Turkey goalkeeper Adli Bayindia, with the 25-year-old having a release clause of 4.2 million. Bayindia has undergone pre-medical checks in Greece on an existing back problem, the result of which will determine whether United take the deal serious or they back out. Manchester United and Chelsea have both entered the race to sign 16-year-old Croatian striker Dino Klapija from Kostuja. That player, I hear, is good, but that's how we heard that Mikhailo Modric is good. Al Ahly have cooled negotiations with Paris Saint-Germain over signing Marco Verratti, but Galatasaray have emerged as a contender for the Italy midfielder who is 30 years of age. But where this Turkish club they got all this money, they just cut their TV right deal, and they're still signing players like this. Maybe they don't owe them all. Because Turkey and the Nigerian league now similarity. If you go to a place for Turkey, you go to say you did Ikorodu. I don't go Turkey, so I talk which I know. So a part of Turkey be like Ikorodu, be like Badagry. Some part fine finish, you find like foreign Kovu, but some part be like African Kovu. So they just know now. Several Premier League clubs are monitoring Spain forward, and Ansu Fati knows how to play more. Ansu Fati's situation at Barcelona as the club prepares for talks with agent Jorge Mendes over the 20-year-old future. He's still 20 since that time. Sheikh Jassim is set to complete his full £6 billion takeover of Manchester United by mid-October. That time transfer would have not closed. Okay, so now from January, I'm going to spend the big money. Well, Manchester United, good luck to you guys if he does. Saviki say, what happens if a player says he wants to leave when the club say no? And then they will find a club that can pay now. If you want to leave, you need to find a club that can pay. Saviki said, I remember when Arrigo Sacchi shot Baggio. Okay, that was in 1994 at the World Cup when he became a national team coach. Okay, Saviki said the man kissed the lady. I saw it. Okay, Saviki said, yeah, it was Raymond Domenech. That's the coach I was trying to remember. Raymond Domenech of France. There was a serious, he said was a coach. Amelia was leader of the mutiny. Yeah, I remember. If the player he touched isn't complaining, why should me? FFS, she's an adult. Okay, all right. But isn't there a code of conduct? Isn't there a way to behave? If the player is not complaining, people can complain too. Okay, Mr. Sugar, I want to say what I hear in the UK is very useless. Go out in sleeveless because it's predicted to be hot, only to get cold within the next few minutes into the journey. I know the UK weather is the most unpredictable weather in the world, and it's also like their people too. Rankings for clothings. I'm assuming that you sell clothes. Bros, any updates on Nigerian League and teams preparing upcoming season? Okay, so they postponed the start of the season forward a bit because the new broadcast equipment have a little bit of adaptation issues, and they need partners. They need a mobile operator to partner it so that you can watch the stream seamlessly. So what they've demanded is, we don't want the normal 5G stream. They want a special dedicated stream data system for them. So that's what they are having. I'm amazed that my internet is good, very, very good today anyway. So that's what they've asked from the partners. And the partner says to create that portal across the whole of Nigeria will take them some time. So they extended it by 2 weeks, and the other teams are just there. But then the ones on the continent are doing well. Kechi Lion, I can see you. Say good morning, sir. Good morning to you. The other teams are doing the best that they can do, and hopefully everything will go well. Well, I think at this point, this is where we will draw the curtain on the show. We've really done well. The Olarawa just says it go good if Arsenal or Man City buy Greenwood, make it Congo perform well there, make it for pain Man United hierarchy. Yorokiri man said Lukaku is too full of himself, make it calm down. Yorokiri Emmanuel, Fati, another overhyped player. I've always said that from the one that Fati is not all that. Yes, he can run, but we've seen people who can run. Tijani Babangida. I would take Leroy Sané ahead of Fati. I would take what's that boy that left us now? I went to Bayern Munich. I was excelling again. What's that his name? That's that player that went to West Bromwich Albion and the coach said he cannot play football. To the police said he cannot play football. and then I went to win Champions League at Bayern Munich. What's his name? Why am I forgetting footballers' names these days? I don't know. Well, you guys should know who I'm talking about. Whatever he is, Serge Gnabry. I pass it over Gnabry. Serge Gnabry. You know, I rate all those players well because even Jamal Musiala ahead of Ansu Fati, and people say it's because he's Ghanaian. No, not because he's Ghanaian. He actually plays for the Spanish national team. I don't think he's all that. I don't think Ansu Fati is nearly all that. Okay, but whatever you guys call it, I don't know. This is a point where I pack my bags and baggages and go. I've done it 1 hour 40 minutes. That's very, very long to be talking. My throats are dried. I'm back coughing. But I've had fun. I will lie, I've had fun. I've enjoyed the show today. Thank you very much to you all. Please do well to drop a comment. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do well to like our live every time you join in on the show. If you enjoy what we're doing, tell your friends to join us. Let's do this again tomorrow morning. I've had a great time. I hope you two have had a great time. Tomorrow, we're going to put a twist to it. You know, tomorrow is Thursday. We're going to put a twist to it. We're going to have to talk some things outside of football. So tomorrow is a celebration of teachers, but not your university lecturers. Those will always remember. You need to celebrate the teachers that the guy who taught you, who took you up on reading. For some people, it's not even their teachers in school. It's actually their elder brother, elder sister, their mom or their dad. But let's start with people who taught you how to read, people who taught you how to solve maths, and all of those things. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow, while we're talking the whole sports stories and the rest of it. And we'll enjoy ourselves. Appreciating some people, their children might just be here, might just watch the video and see you appreciating their father or their mom. The primary school teachers will come around and celebrate them tomorrow. Having said that, I gotta pack my bags and baggages and leave the studio, because if you are on the mobile application or you're listening on the World Wide Web, you know that by 12, those girls that you are missing will be here having their own chit chat. Yes, we decided to put them live now, so from 12 they will be here live doing their thing. My name is Adafri Matthews. You love to come in there, go to the sports. It's been the Sports Buffet extended edition. I chose to do that for you guys today. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye, and be the very best of who God created you to be. I'm out.
What's Margaret? And I am the greatest. I love listening to Better TV radio. For undiluted, unadulterated, it's probably replicated but still not yet replicated. It's sports only on Better TV radio. I seriously love listening to it.